talk about the gold market with me this morning is Vince Lanci over at FMX Connect. Vince, so nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well, Daniela.
All right, Vince, break it down for us. What's happening in the markets this morning?
Well, it would seem if you look at the commodity asset class across the board, everything is down with the exception of crude oil. Gold and silver down. So there's your safe haven theory out the window for the day. Copper and stocks are down. So there's your risk-on class down for the day, or your economic class down for the day. And you're also looking at the dollar stronger and the euro weaker. There was an economic number out today, but we can discuss that in a second. Gold is hovering near the bottom of a range that we have in a chart. We'll show you in a minute. But most things are not doing well today.
So for today, Vince, what would you say are the main price drivers?
This morning, CPI came out, U.S. CPI came out, and that came in lower than expected, which is interpreted as bearish for the economy. How bearish depends on who you're speaking with. It's interpreted as deflationary, or inflation is not a fear. And many people will look at that as an excuse, or pundits would probably have you believe that that's the driver behind today's activity. And to an extent, it is. But the question you have to ask yourself is, if bearish economic numbers come out, and Ben Bernanke has stated he will do what it takes to prop the economy if bearish economic numbers come out, why is everything selling off? You should be looking forward to Ben Bernanke printing more money, or easing restrictions, or doing more repos, or whatever it takes to get the economy going. So while we think the public is being told that the CPI number is a reason for the sell-off in assets, we're more inclined to look to Europe once again as the main driver behind what's going on in the markets.
All right, Vince, let's get some of your thoughts on silver.
We believe silver is undervalued relative to gold and have a long-term bullish case scenario for it. However, we don't see any catalyst coming up right now to make it accelerate and narrow that gold-silver spread that people talk about so much. Problems out of China, slowing Chinese demand, that hurts it on the industrial side as well as the investment side. So until silver can maintain a base above 34.19, which is the 50-day moving average, we're being cautious on being along the market.
All right, Vince, let's look at the chart you're providing us today.
With all the big moves in gold recently, expectations are high by both bulls and bears for accelerated moves higher and lower. We're taking the opposite view of that right now, although that may be changing as I speak. But the bottom line is we believe that there's a lot of congestion in the market, and you'll see that with the thick dotted lines above and below the market. The top line comes in at about 1816. The bottom line comes in at 1750. The smaller range, which we've been in for the past 2 weeks approximately, is essentially between 1800 and 1750. We don't see the market doing much of anything inside those ranges. We'd be nervous if we were long and the market went below 1750, and we'd be nervous if we were short if the market went above 1816. Otherwise, we think the market's due for some sideways movement. Bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter.
So final technical thoughts, Vince. What are your words of wisdom for investors?
Well, before I answer that, I'd like to make note as an addendum on the technical side that we have an option expiration coming up next week, and that's 2 days before Thanksgiving. And there's a lot of open interest at the 1800 strike, about 16,000 contracts. Traders should be aware that absence of volume plus holiday plus expiration equals a high chance of a pin in that area. As to words of wisdom, I'm going to quote someone else today. Kyle Bass said something yesterday, and I'm very negative on Europe and their outcome. In fact, we do believe that is the reason markets are lower today, because there's more asset liquidations. But to the point, Kyle Bass basically said this: I don't trust a continent where the Pope is German and the central banker is Italian. So that's pretty much how we feel, and there's a lot more coming in Europe before this is over.
All right, Vince, thank you so much.
Always a pleasure, Daniela. Have a great day.
And thank you for watching. You can email me your comments and questions at newsfeedback@kitco.com. For Kitco News, I'm Daniela Camoni.